And what you guys see as you approach the cairn, now it's going on. You're going on probably about like I'd say 11 p.m. at this point. You've been out for a number of hours. You can see that you're approaching this small valley at on the eastern side of Kelvin's cairn, and Rúna's trail is leading you right down into like the heart of that valley. And it's angled in such a way that you're not able to see very far into it or see exactly what is in that valley, because it kind of goes around some bends and everything. But there's steep slopes on either side, and Rúna's leading you right down the middle.
Maybe we should trail around the higher point just to see what we can see inside the valley before we go right down into it.
Okay. I'm going to move us to the regional map here real quick. Reposition our token on the map. You guys are about there.
Yeah, let's not head straight down into the valley, because what is a valley but a nature's basement?
That's what I always say.
I never thought of it that way. Thank you, Rix.
All right. So you guys can go on the south side, or on the it would be like on the western side of this angle, or on the northern side. Which way do you want to go? Like on which side of the valley is what I'm saying. Do you want to do you want to be on?
It doesn't really matter, right? Just pick one. East.
Sure.
That was not an option, was it?
Sure.
There was
It's
west
north.
and north.
It's north and east, and it's west. Yep.
Oh.
Because it kind of comes in at an angle. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Mm.
So then,
I guess west to be closer to the cairn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the cairn side of it, perfect. All right. So you guys are heading along the ridge, and the first thing that you notice, if we're following our marching order and Bear up front, is you two see on the northern side, so opposite of the valley from your position. It's probably about, I'd say, probably about 100 feet. Like this valley is a little over 100 feet wide, and almost all side, you see a small, what looks to be a bunker or a stone guardhouse of some sort, just kind of sitting totally isolated, not connected to the wall at all, just sitting off on its own. And it has a number of narrow windows carved into it, or narrow slits, I should say. There's no glass. And if I can get a perception check from Bear and Leif, because you two are up front.
Okay.
And I suppose Rúna would be up front too, because you're leading them. You can, It's based on sight, so you're not going to get advantage on this one, Rúna. But
yeah, I don't have. Oh, right, that's lurker form. Okay, yeah. Okay. Boop.
Okay. Bear, you're able to see that there is. You're able to tell that there's someone in that guard post, or that bunker. It looks like just one individual. You can't tell any details. You just occasionally you'll see like a silhouette pass between the openings. There's no light. There's no, Rúna and Leif can't tell any other like signs of inhabitants, but you can actually see someone moving around in there.
So
and then the real quick, the valley continues for about another 150 feet before it ends in just a sheer rock wall.
I kind of quietly communicate to everybody the silhouette moving, and I'm pointing it out, so hopefully everybody can get a beat on it too.
Sure. All right.
Shall we sneak up?
I mean, I guess.
Sure.
And you guys can see that there is like as you kind of like move around and get a better view on this bunker, you can tell that the windows are only on the south and west sides of it. So the north and east sides there's no windows at all. And not
So
only
it's
that, but
looking out over the valley, basically.
yes, yep.
Yeah.
And you can also tell that there's space between it and the rock wall behind it, which would be north of it. So there's no windows looking out to that rock wall. But it's a tight space, but there is space between those two things. But as of yet, you have not seen any sort of entrance to it. But I'm going to move us to another map here. And I better move these tokens first, so that you guys are positioned properly. Okay, I'll just leave you there, and I'll describe it when I move it. All right, there we go. So right now I have your tokens on in like the southern, like you're in the valley, and the guard tower is straight north of your current position. The ridge that you were on would be straight west of your current position. You guys aren't really here down at the bottom of the valley unless you want to be. But I'm just kind of letting you decide your course of action, actually being able to see a little bit of the layout. In fact, let's see, I'll do Leif and Bear and Rúna, because you three are our scouts. I'm just going to move you up a little ways.
Said it faces south and east, right?
So the windows are on the south side of this bunker and on the west side of this bunker.
South and west.
So,
Right.
Yep. So
if we
you
head up
guys,
this way and around. Okay.
right?
So
Yep.
we
You
kind
don't
of-
see any windows on the outside on this side.
So if we just go around this
Yeah,
side.
circle around.
Yeah. Although we didn't see an entrance, did we?
No, but three of
Not
us could
currently, you-
teleport into it.
That's
And
true.
you also haven't, yeah, you
There's
also haven't gone
windows.
around the back side of it yet. So
Yeah.
And do I still smell the Duergar?
not so much up on the ridge.
Okay.
If you were to go down to like where your tokens are positioned now, like if you were to leave the valley down where like the
Right.
path leading in, then you would pick that scent up of the Duergar and of dogs. But the further you get away from that on either side, the more you lose it. So
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, why don't we
approach with
head around and
I'll move you
Approach from-
guys. Are you taking Bjarnken with you?
No.
So I will.
That's it.
I'll just remove his token from the map.
Stay.
Okay. So there you guys are. And you guys can go ahead and move yourselves. And if you're moving with the intent, because you're getting closer to the guard tower or to the bunker now. So if you're moving with the intent to be quiet, then I will take a group stealth check. And as long as 3 or more of you succeed, the group succeeds. Reminder to our viewers that you can cash in channel points to award inspiration if you want. You can cash in to name an NPC. So the next time I need an NPC name, I can take one of those. And you can also cash in to trigger a blizzard, which is what's going to happen now. As you guys are approaching the guard tower, the snow starts falling and the wind starts picking up.
did
So
that?
a blizzard
Who did
is
it?
on the way.
You can also cash it in to end a blizzard.
You can flip the blizzard switch is essentially what you do. Okay, and
You can also
alright.
make Nick hydrate.
Yes, and check my
Pot- posture
yeah,
check.
thank you. Gosh, I don't have my water bottle on me. I'm not going to mark that as
no.
fulfilled. So
Oh, oh, oh.
all right, what do we got? We got 22, 16, 19. Okay. All right, so you guys are feeling confident about your group's ability to traverse quietly as you approach this guard tower. And you see that again, it pretty much is nestled really closely to the rock wall behind it. This sheer rock face is about 20 feet up to the top of the northern side of the valley. You could try and climb it. It would require checks. But you guys can go ahead and move. I got your stealth checks. You don't see any sign of entrance yet.
Move up here. Just following around. Arf, arf,
You still don't see an entrance?
arf.
Still no entrance. It is a solid rock wall going along the north side, the east and the north side of this bunker. And right there, Rúna, I'm going to stop you.
Okay.
Now that you are closer to this side of the valley, you can see that up here where I'm pinging, it appears, and this is still probably a good 10 feet above where you're located, like, you know, up the rock wall. But you can see that there are narrow, like arrow slits almost carved into the wall. It's made to be masked, like if you're seeing it from a distance, so that it would look like just part of the wall. But from your position, you can tell that, oh no, there's definitely carvings and there's open recesses there that people could see and potentially shoot out of.
How high is this cliff that we're at the
The
base
cliff
of?
the cliff is 20 feet.
20 feet.
And those windows that Rúna noticed are about 10 feet up from your current position, so still above your head.
Mm-hmm. How big is Robo-Bear?
I think he's a medium creature.
Yeah, medium.
Mm-hmm. So, well, like,
So-
could you give us a boost to peek into those windows or
Oh,
something?
yeah. Easily.
Yeah.
Give good 3.5, 4 foot boost.
Well, it's like 10 feet, so I'm assuming that, you know, Rixana and I are between 5 and whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
it's
Yeah, I would say that
Yep.
Robo-Bear would be able to allow someone to peek in.
Mhm.
he can stand
and-
on his hind legs and get us
Yeah,
up
there we go.
higher.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. They're also high enough that if you were to just pass underneath them and
Mhm.
stay close to the wall, you think that you might be able to avoid detection from anyone inside, if that were the case as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they're up here facing down.
Yes. Yep.
Well, yeah. What's the scent like for me up here? Like, do I smell anything else?
Nope. In this particular area, you're not picking up other scents. It really seems like the main avenue of approach seemed to be at the bottom of the valley.
Okay.
How big are the arrow slits? Can we fit through them? Probably not.
No.
I want to feel
How
along
about
this
the
wall.
tower? You mentioned there was some sort of tower. Were those windows or were they also
It's
arrow
right here.
slits?
This is
Yep,
yeah,
so
this
it's-
building.
Yeah.
Just
No.
south of your position is the bunker. It doesn't
Mhm.
go up as high as the rock wall behind you, so it's
Yeah.
you can tell it's a one-story bunker.
Mhm.
And there are arrow slits, but they're all on the western side and on the southern side of the bunker.
Right. So
Mhm.
once again, there's no easy opening to get into.
Well,
Correct.
that's what I'm looking for. Although, yeah, like a disguised door or something.
Mhm.
But you just said there isn't.
Oh, nope. Yeah, you do not detect anything. You do not find anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know if there's arrow
might be some
slits and stuff in the
underground-
wall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This leads me to think this is probably the bigger thing.
Yeah.
So maybe if we just try to stay as close to the wall as we can so they can't see us easily and just sort of
Sure.
keep going around.
Yeah, there
Uh,
must be some like underground like method of getting to this bunker.
Or,
I will
or
also
invisible
say,
bridge or
I-
something.
I neglected to mention it before, but there is a frozen stream that runs down the middle of the valley as well.
Mhm.
And you can see that. Okay, if you guys are sticking close to the rock wall, I'm going to call for a second group stealth check as you make your way north and west.
Come on, guys.
We're really good at this.
All right, and I need.
I'm a 7-foot tall bear with a gun. How do you expect me to roll stealth?
No, you're two bears with a gun.
Yeah.
2 bears with 1 gun.
Oh Jesus.
Oh.
Didn't mean to. All right.
Oops. Let's open that. There we go. Okay. Go ahead and move yourselves. You don't get the sense that you don't hear any sort of reaction coming from anywhere. So you're thinking that you are avoiding detection.
It's good to know that we think
Come
that.
everyone.
I was going to say, and promptly, Cayleigh becomes a pincushion.
Yeah, I probably should let the people who are in the marching order be in the marching order.
Yeah,
What does that
I'm
mean?
gonna move up front, so hopefully I take any arrows before anybody else.
So that blue line I put on there is the width of where you see all those arrow slits. And as you're passing underneath them, you don't hear the sounds of any act. And Rúna, now that you're further up, you can see that there is a hole at the base of the cliff here where the frozen stream is coming out of. It will be a tight squeeze for everyone, but that is a possible way to get into this cliffside.
Am I starting to pick up the scent now that I'm getting closer to the river?
I would say no, you're not quite yet. But now that you are approaching over here, you can also see that not only are there arrow slits carved to look like the rock wall, but there is also, you believe that right here,
Mm-hmm.
that section of the rock wall could open outward. You believe that there are doors that are carved to be camouflaged and look like the wall around it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I will make my way to the hole where the stream is coming out of.
Okay.
The doors were where? Sorry, do you mind pinging?
We're over here.
Oh, down there.
Here.
Yep.
Okay.
And you can see that that's where the trail that you guys were on originally, you can tell that would come up there.
Mhm.
Rúna, the tunnel ahead appears to go in about 10-15 feet, widens out a little bit, and then it continues around the bend. And you can't really see it from there. But also, you can tell when you peer in that there is a hole in the ceiling of it right about this area. So just about 10 to 15 feet in, there's a hole in the ceiling.
I'll just turn around and give Bear and Leif a look.
Super useful.
Yeah, it's a look. It's a look that says, "Where to?"
Barrel start trudging into the hole in the wall there.
Sorry, you
Okay.
said that it's completely frozen over, or is it slush, or?
The stream is frozen over. Yep.
Okay.
You get the sense that it's not deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bear, you walk in and you have to duck to get into that hole there. And like I said, you go about
Yeah.
10 feet in, and then above you is a hole that goes up about another 5-6 feet, and then it looks like it opens up onto a much larger room. You have dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you can tell that it opens up onto a room. You can at least see the ceiling, and it's a worked room, like it's not a natural cavern. You get the sense that you're at the bottom of a well, but a well that has
Okay.
since not been used because the water is all frozen.
I turn around and quietly try to communicate this to everybody. Just whisper.
Mhm.
And
Forf.
I am going to start trying to climb my way up.
Okay. Are you using any sort of climbing gear at all? Are you using ropes and pittons, or are you just trying to scale it? Which you can try and do it without. I want to be clear before I ask for a check.
I am going to do it without, because hammering pitons into the brick wall of a well, that's going to be kind of loud.
Sure. Okay, then I will take an athletics check, please.
Yep. Haha.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to ascend it pretty easily. I'm gonna move you. I'm actually just gonna grab you and move you here.
Oh baby.
Oh God.
So you peek out. You're peeking above the lip of this well. The well
Mhm.
looks the well is about 3 feet above the floor is the rim of the well. So your head is kind of poking out above that. You see a few different things. First of all, To your southwest, on the direct inside of the doors that Rúna picked out,
Hmm.
is a wooden drawbridge with like supports and everything, so that the bridge could be lifted, and directly in front of the door is a huge pit that has been carved out. So you get the sense that like if they were aware of if they needed to like defend this place at all, they would lift that drawbridge so the doors would open and just be a pit.
Yeah.
There's an avenue heading further back over here into other rooms. There's an avenue around the corner here, which you presume leads to the room where you saw the arrow slits.
Hmm.
And there's an avenue heading south out of this room. So this seems to be like this is the place
The
where
main
everything else
hub.
connects to.
Did we
You
just
see,
find some random city?
it's not quite a city.
We got avenues,
you-
streets.
A drawbridge.
Bear, you do see two Duergar seated
Oh.
over against the wall over here.
Mhm.
They're both just kind of slumped up against the wall. There's not one of them looks like he's probably sleeping. The other one isn't really doing much. They look largely inattentive. And then along this wall, you see a dog sled and 3 cages. 2 of the cages have 3 dogs in them each, and one of them has 2 goats. And as soon as you like peek up and are looking around, it looks like all the dogs are sleeping, but you see one of them, its ears start to like flick, and then it lifts its head up. Not looking at you yet, but what are you doing?
I am going to set my grappling hook at the top here, and I am going to slide back down. So that way, 1, we have an easy way to climb up, and 2, I can communicate this with everybody.
You should
Sure.
cast nose blind. Full circle. I did it.
All right, so Barry, you rejoin the rest of your party.
Hmm.
Shit, how am I gonna
So-
climb that? I'm a wolf.
There
What are you
goes your other
talking
use
about?
of it.
Oh
Yeah,
my
We
god.
can tie you to. We
We'll
can
just
tie you
put-
to the rope, and I'll just haul you up.
Or we could
Just
use
this
the
dog
door.
being
Just empty out someone's backpack and carry you like a baby.
There you go. Yeah. I
So
only have a
MJ, are you
basketball.
okay wearing a harness? We can, just
Mhm.
If it means I don't have to
switch
take a long
forms.
rest. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, let's ascend as quickly and quietly as we can.
Most likely when we get up there, a fight's gonna start because their Duergar not terribly far away.
Cool.
right, so-
Is there any way for me to get up without without
would-
like
You would need assistance. I don't think a wolf could, because it's like 5
I
feet up to the bottom of the well, and then it's another 5 feet up. Yeah,
so
I
I'm
mean,
just scurrying.
could-
you know.
I could
was like,
work on the door if we want to try that, or maybe distract them while some of us climb up. Because I mean, it all leads to the same room.
Actually, yeah, if it leads to the same room,
Mm.
as long as we can just open that door, we don't need to worry about going in one at a time through a well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if people
And-
want to go to the well in advance, I could go try the door in the meantime. Because I don't love the well idea.
And I'll go with Nahesa, and at the very least we could just make a lot of noise and
Mhm.
distract them from the people going up the well.
And I'm really horrible at climbing, so I will go with you.
Okay.
Okay, so whoever's going to the door, you can go ahead and position yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you say it opens outward, but like,
Yes.
is there a mechanism on the exterior? Probably not if this is a fort or whatever.
Not that you
but-
can tell, no.
And how high
And if
is it to the top of the well again?
10 feet?
From the frozen stream to the ceiling of that little cavern is about 5 feet, and then the well itself is another 5 feet.
Okay, so about 10 feet.
Okay, so we have Leif, Rúna, Bear, and Rix going the well route, and Nahesa, Robobear, and Cayleigh going the. Or no, Rúna, you said you were going through the. MJ.
Coming with us, MJ?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay, I'll just let you position your mini wherever you want it, your token wherever you want it.
I'm just gonna be right with Nahesa.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's acting first? I should say. Is it the people in the well, or is it the people at?
Well, they
How
said they
solid-
were going to make distraction, so
Yeah. How
I'm waiting
solid
for
do these
them.
doors look?
They're stone,
Ugh.
and you can tell that when you get up to them.
Mm-hmm. All right. And there's no plausibility. We can't plausibly pry them open.
You don't think that you guys are strong enough to pry?
Just had this thought of like a wolf just clamping your jaws down, just trying to gnaw on the wall.
Mhm.
It's about as effective as the
Could
well.
chip a tooth.
Do you want me to just make noise?
No, I'm gonna go ahead and throw out a minor illusion of banging on the door. This can be as loud as a scream, and it'll last a minute. So that's one action. I guess I'll actually prep that a little bit away from the door. Yeah, but it just sounds like someone's banging on the door.
Okay.
And I'll scream in Undercommon as well. Let us in.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I've already an action to barge in if someone opens the door. Does
Okay.
that make sense? Or
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Robobear and Rúna. I'll let you guys reposition or declare some sort of action before I resolve Nahesa's
I'll actually just
distraction.
I would just like
Robobear will just kind of be off to the side, but
Sure.
will also be ready to, if the door opens even a crack, be ready to just push it open.
They open outwards.
Yeah,
Yep.
they open
Yeah.
outwards.
Oh,
Yeah.
then pry it
Otherwise,
open.
we'd have opened them ourselves.
Yeah, no, duh.
Yeah, so I'm readying an action for if when the door opens, there are figures on the other side that look hostile. I'm going to just charge.
Okay.
Do you want to back up for your pounce?
Yes, I'll be here.
Okay. And then you guys in the tunnel too. I will let because of the narrowness of the tunnel, if one of you wants to start ascending the rope and get to a position, you can. Otherwise, if you want to wait to hear what happens from here, you can also do that.
I'm willing to be the pin cushion if something goes wrong. I'll go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so Nahesa is making that noise. And you guys can hear, because there are windows that are above you, you can hear the sounds of suddenly there's yelling in Undercommon and feet scrambling around on stone. And the dogs all start barking inside as well. And then those doors are going to start to push open. So I think at that point, the doors push open, and standing on the bridge is a Duergar who looks shocked. The pushes open, and then he looks out, and he's Cayleigh and Rúna, and then a robot bear, and it's like, oh,
Robot bear.
yeah.
The robot bear is a little shocking. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
And then this one that's back here is holding a crossbow. So I think at that point we will take initiative, but I will give you guys a surprise